Hello and welcome to your yoga practice today. I'm Sarah and I really appreciate you joining me. So grab your mat and we'll get started. So let's start today's practice in downward facing dog. Find yourself in downward facing dog with your hands about shoulder width distance apart, feet are about hip width distance apart. And if you wave into a plank pose, you want to have your palms about under the shoulders. So if you had to walk your hands forward a little bit to achieve that, then keep your hands right where they are. And then slowly press back up into downward dog, sliding the hips up. And start to drop your left heel, bend your right knee pretty deeply, and then keeping a tiny micro bend in your left knee, press your right heel of your hand away from your left heel of your foot. And then you're going to switch. So you're getting this kind of cross body awareness with the right heel dropping down, rooting through your left foot. And we're going to switch one more time each side. Left heel down, right hand press, and then right heel down, left hand press. And then wave into plank. Bring your knees down. When you exhale, take your feet flat. Come into child's pose for a moment. And then bring your palms together into prayer hands. Hinge your elbows and inch your elbows forward so that your forehead melts to the ground and you're pointing your prayer hands toward your tailbone and you're dragging your elbows toward your hips as you drop your whole pelvis back toward your toes. Take a moment to surrender here and arrive and set your intention for practice and what you want to cultivate in today's practice. So you can return to that intention at any point if your mind wanders away. And then go ahead and press through the tops of the feet. Plant your palms again, really extending your arms out. And on your inhale, wave forward. Tuck your toes. On your exhale, come back to downward dog. And then stretch your right heel high into three-legged dog. Stretching your right heel high and drawing that left thigh back. We're going to inhale and then exhale. Tented fingers, slide your right foot through right between the hands. And then go ahead and spin that left heel down and we'll find our way up into a warrior one position. So in warrior one, the left toes are turned toward the front of your mat and then bending the right knee directly over the heel. And straighten that right leg and we'll find our pelvis. We'll take our hands onto the hips and start to gently traction that right hip point back. And as you root through that left heel, the left hip point moves forward toward the upper left-hand corner of the mat, any amount. And then start to reach your fingertips forward and up and bend your right knee. Breathing in warrior one, spread your toes. Let's inhale, reach up, look up. When you exhale, turn the palms away from each other. Let the arms shower down and lean forward. As you lean forward, root through that right foot and then reach your thumbs straight back. So we're looking at that right foot. We're tractioning that right sitting bone straight back so it doesn't poke out too much. And then release your hands to frame that front foot. Press the right leg all the way straight and fold. Hands are on the ground, or if you had two yoga blocks to frame that right foot, that could also be an option. So letting the forehead melt toward your right shin. And then go ahead and turn your right toes in, your right heel out. Take your right fingertips directly under your face. Take your left hand onto your back and swipe your left hand around toward your right hip. Or you can just keep your left hand on the back. And we're looking to the left. Breathing there. The inner thighs are spiraling back. We're inhaling and then exhale, fold and wrap your hands around your outer ankles. Let your head spill down. Take an inhale. Exhale, let it out. And then looking at your right foot, walk your hands toward your right foot. Turn your right toes to point straight ahead. Then step right back to plank pose. Bring your knees down. Hug your elbows in. Come all the way down onto your belly. Take your feet flat for a gentle cobra back bend on the inhale. And on your exhale, tuck your toes, and we'll sweep the hips up to downward dog. Noticing a downward dog if your knees want to knock in. Keep wrapping your knees open toward the second toe to give your lower back some space. Deepening the hip creases, finding nice length through the lower back, up toward the ceiling. And then let's go ahead and slide that left heel up for three-legged dog on the inhale. Exhale, tented fingers, slide the left foot between your thumbs. Spiral that outer right heel down. It's about heel to heel alignment with the right toes pointing toward the upper right-hand corner of your mat. And pull your belly in as you come on up. Find a nice rooted quality of the feet on the mat. Shoulders relaxed. And the crown of head lifting up. And then we'll start to straighten that front leg. Reach your arms right up. Inhale. And then exhale, bend that left knee. Find your warrior one. So you feel that right inner thigh spiral up into the body. And as you inhale, looking up, exhale, palms face away. Press the air away, down alongside the hips. Then lean forward, sweep your chest forward as you reach your fingertips straight back. And looking at your left foot. Pressing through the outer right foot. And then start to straighten that left leg as you release your hands to frame your left ankle or foot. And the face melts toward the left leg as you come into Parsvottanasana. So we have a nice arch lifting through the center of your right foot up into the inner ankle. A tiny micro bend in both knees so they don't lock. And then start to lift your head and gently walk your hands in between your feet. And then take your left fingertips under your face, take your right hand around onto your back and look to the right. If you can swipe your right hand around into the hip crease, go ahead. Feeling that right shoulder away from the ear. We're going to inhale and then exhale as you release. Take your hands right onto your lower back and you can give a little press. Or if it's available, interlace your fingers and peel your palms away from the back, letting your head go. Shaking your head out a little bit. And one more inhale. And exhale without letting the hands come down too sharply. Just slowly, mindfully release that interlace of your hands. And then start to look at your left foot. And then slowly start to walk your hands toward your left foot. Turn your left toes to point straight ahead. Swing the back heel over the toes. And then step right into plank. And then bring your knees down. Take the tops of your feet flat. Big toes touch. Taking this version of upward dog. Inhale, gently look up. Exhale, lift the belly. Come into tabletop position. And from that tabletop position, stand up on your knees. Slide your left fingertips down toward the left calf. Reach your right arm up and over. If your fingertips can't touch the calf, keep them right on the outer hip for a side bend. And we'll inhale and exhale, come on back. Right fingertips slide down, left arm sweeps up and over. And inhale and exhale, coming back to center. Reach the hands behind, interlace the non-habitual awkward finger on top. Take your thumbs to the center of your sacrum, that triangular space on your lower back, and then slide your thumbs straight down between the knees as you lift your chest up for a back bend. And we'll inhale there, and we'll exhale gently. Come into neutral, and we're going to swing the ankles underneath, and slowly extend your legs out, finding Dandasana. And then make sure to adjust your pants. Use your hands on your lower back and lift up your lower back. Lift up your knees a little bit. Point your elbows back. Inhale, exhale, slide your hands toward your outer ankles or toward the outside edges of the feet. And fold into Paschimottanasana. Spreading your chest toward your toes. Breathing there. Curling the toes toward your face and just taking a moment. And we'll slide our hands back toward the outer thighs with your heels of your hands pressing on the outer thighs and your fingertips pointing in toward each other. Give a little press like you're trying to draw the thighs in. And then belly in. Slowly come on up. And we're going to start to come onto the back, palms up. Slowly make your way down. Find yourself resting on the back with palms facing up. Taking a body scan. And gently hug that right knee in toward your side rib, hands in front of the right shin. Give a light pull, and the feet are lightly flexed for Palamukkatasana. Breathing there, and then step your left foot on the ground and cross your right leg all the way over so that the legs form the shape of an X. Now lift your feet off the ground. Move your heels away from each other. And this can be a fine place to stay, kind of resisting the top of that left thigh into the right outer thigh. And that can be fine. Or you're going to reach down for the ankles and lift your heels with your feet flexed. And then as you bring your heels a little closer towards your underarms, you press your knees away from your chin for this IT band opening. And one more inhale. And on your exhale, open the heels out into a V. Interlace your hands behind your head for a moment. Press the heels away. And we'll inhale there. And then we'll exhale, squeeze the inner thighs in, feet are flexed. Lift your head, gently take a little sit up. Elbows lift toward the sky as we exhale, bring the legs a little closer toward. And then we're going to release that right heel out. Hug your left thigh in, give a squeeze. Right inner thigh drops. Feet lightly flexed. And then step that right foot on the ground. Cross your left thigh over on top. We'll do the same thing. So you can lift your feet like that. That's a fine place to stay. Belly in. If it's available, you're going to reach your hands around for the tops of the ankles. And then lift your heels. Pull your heels closer toward your underarms as you press your knees away. And breathe and rock. That feels okay. And we'll inhale. Pull the heels a little bit in, don't force, and then exhale, uncross, full happy baby, reaching for the outer feet. Soles of feet face the sky. And rock and massage your back and trace a line from crown to tail. All the energy flowing freely through the central channel of your body and out through your joints. And then we're going to release your soles of feet together, knees splay open, and then slide your heels out. Flex your feet for a moment and then release into a Shavasana. It's a final meditation. All you have to do is rest. Let the whole body be supported by the floor. And in this meditative space, let everything be as it is. So nothing you have to force. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. No pressures from the outside world, only the internal landscape of now. And the reality of all that is right now, complete and whole, without trying to fix or change in any way. May you find contentment with what is and peace with what is. And that contentment and peace flows like a space and a light through all the joints. And you can remember your intention, taking your hands anywhere on your torso and finding a moment of gratitude for anything at all that you have to be grateful for. And starting to wiggle your toes and reaching the arms overhead, taking that reset, hitting the restart button. And gently we hug the knees in with compassion for the whole self. Roll to either side and let's meet in an upright seat. Making our way again to sit upright, let's inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, bring the hands through the central channel and connecting the thumbs to the center of the chest. Let's honor each other and this practice by dropping the chin. And I am wishing you joy, peace, health, strength, courage, and trust on the journey. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me on my channel. I appreciate it very, very much. And I hope you'll like, share, subscribe, drop me a super thanks, and really make my day. Support my channel. Thank you a lot, a lot, a lot. See you next time. Take care.